Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Ako po si Asek Noel Reyes, ang DA spokesperson ng Department of Agriculture. At ito na po ang ating 182nd virtual presser ng IATF Task Group on Food Security. Ang task group po ay pinangungunahan ng Department of Agriculture sa pamumuno ni Secretary William Manong Willie Dar. Binubuo po ito ng 23 government agencies na kung saan ay napakalaki po ng poder. Kaya 9 sub-task groups po ang hinati-hati dito. Ang food resiliency, energy, food value chain and logistics, water, agribusiness, food procurement and distribution, economic intelligence, strategic communications, at aquaculture and fisheries. Sabi nga po, there is strength in unity, or unity, there is strength. Ito po ang mantra ng 1DA family na patuloy na nagsusulong ng mga programa at proyekto para sa paunlarin ang ating agriculture and fisheries sector. Layunin po ng lahat ng ating pagkilos dito sa Department of Agriculture na kamtin ang ating food security and towards food sovereignty. Papaliwanag po sa atin ang ating guest ngayong hapon, walang iba kundi si Secretary William Manong Willie Dar.
Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Good afternoon.
Yes. We're being live from Iloilo, mga kaibigan, at yan po sa atin dito sa Iloilo City ay ating napakagandang syudad po.
City of Love, Asek Noel.
Yes, City of Love. Gandang trademark battle cry. Romantic.
Romantic and gives us a good environment to really focus on our discussions. Ano yung mga challenges at burning issues na dapat natin bigyan ng focus. Kahit meron lang naman tayo pang nalalabi na 3 buwan. Yeah.
Ito po, pang-4 na araw na po namin dito sa Iloilo at nung Martes po, nagkaroon po tayo ng episode dito at ito na rin po ang pangalawa episode. At Mr. Secretary, siguro ibahagi natin sa ating mga televiewers, nakikinig, ano po ang nangyayari nitong first quarter 2022 National DA Management Meeting?
Opo, gusto kong banggitin, nasabi ko na kanina, na mayroon na lang kaming nalalabing 3 buwan pa under the Duterte administration, but we are not letting our guard down by way of still focusing our efforts to enhance food production in the country and see to it that we survive dito sa new world order, I would call. Kasi ang laki po yung naidulot ng COVID-19 pandemic at saka compounded by the Ukraine war crisis. So we need to relook at our strategies and strengthen our programs and projects para sa ganun ay relevant dito sa pangangailangan ng bansa. Kasi mayroon tayong New World Order. Ito yung new normal, pero the world events is shaping up again this new normal towards a new world order.
So mga kaibigan, ito pong National Management Committee meeting ng Department of Agriculture na marami po dito. Leto, top management ng DA, kaya ito napapanahon lang at tamang venue para again, pag-usapan ano pang dapat gawin ng DA sa mga susunod na buwan at beyond, Mr. Secretary.
Tama po. Let me start by again highlighting yung plan program part 2. Ito na yung response natin dito sa crisis na dinulot ng Ukraine war. So, ano po itong plan part 2? It's not only covering crops, but covering livestock and poultry, high value, of course, and fisheries. So, the following are the focus areas. Number 1, yung pamimigay ng fertilizer subsidy, yung scaling of production of local feeds for aquaculture, mariculture, and even for livestock. Number 3, yung scaling up also of aquaculture and marine culture projects because that's where we can get more and more additional fish supply. And yung urban and peri-urban agriculture, gusto natin na yung food production ilapit sa mga metropolitan areas, even inside the metropolitan areas. And number 5, yung food mobilization. Of course, supported by, again, digitalization of agriculture, mga e-platforms, para sa ganon, ay mas mapabilis pa ang ating mga gawain dito sa pagsisilbi sa ating mga magsasaka ng isda.
Yan po, pinubuo po ng napakarami namin dito. Undersecretaries, Assistant Secretaries, TA and BFAR, 1DA family sa regions, bureaus of agencies, corporations. Pero ito pong Webes na po tayo ngayon. So, ano po ang marching orders natin? Siguro, major highlights.
Towards this implementing itong Plan Program Part 2, mayroon kaakibat na mga strategies na pinapaigting natin, na implement natin itong taon na ito. Una, yung PAPES. What is this PAPES all about? This is the province-led agriculture and fisheries extension system. So every province now is a system. And we see to it that there is co-planning and implementation of projects, co-financing, co-monitoring and evaluation. So there is a shared responsibility to ensuring food security for the whole country. Now, relatedly, gusto rin natin banggitin, one of the measures approved by the President ay itong buffer stocking ng rice. Dati-dati, ang NFA lang po ang nag-buffer stocking, 9 days lang mayroon sila. But the President approved good for 30 days now. But now, tapping the engagement of the provincial local governments, mas lalo na yung top 20 rice-producing provinces, para sa ganun, sila na yung magbuo, additionally doing buffer stocking in the country. So yun, we are really enhancing that partnership between the national government that does the steering role, while the local government units doing the rowing role. Kabuuan yan, one approach, one whole government approach.
Yes. At syempre po, towards, ito po, nasa midterm tayo, ibig sabihin, 3 months, tapos mamaya, yung budget call, pinag-uusapan na po natin ngayon, di po ba?
Dito po sa period nito, there is now a call for 2023 budget. And with all this 1DA reform agenda, 4 pillars, 18 strategies, ay minabuti po natin na we need now to put the relevant budget para ito ay masustain yung putting up the solid foundation for a transforming agriculture. Yung budget is key. So what are we looking at for next year? 250 billion pesos is needed. Now, bakit? Dapat we have to discuss that well, Asek Noel.
Sige po.
Alam ninyo, galing tayo sa Bangladesh about 3 weeks ago, attending a regional conference of the Food and Agriculture Organization. At doon natin nakita, in the sidelines, we had meetings with the Minister of Agriculture. And what have we found out? Bangladesh was a basket case noong 70s, early 80s. Pero ngayon, after some time, we found out that there was political will of their government to bring to focus and top most attention to the sector of agriculture. So they decided for that in the 80s. And what they also did was a significant budget. Now, just to compare our budget this year with them, they have almost 200 billion pesos, while we have 85.5 billion pesos.
Parang 1/3.
It's key Now, budget is key to unleash the potential of Philippine agriculture, which has been neglected all these past years. Not only 20, but 40 years.
Sige po. So yan po, napakahalaga ng ating pera.
Siguro, idagdag ko pa, Asek Noel, kasi maraming nagsasabi na ang tinitingnan lang ay quick fix solutions. Hindi po. Hindi po importasyon ang aming number one na priority. Ang number one na priority natin ay supporting the local agricultural industry. Local commodity industries are supported for whatever budgetary resource has been given by government. Yes. Now, we can only do so much. Hindi properly budgeted, hindi properly invested ang sektor ng agrikultura ngayon. That's why we can only do so far. Na kung ano man kakulangan ng bansa out of the local food production, yun po ang pinupunuan natin ngayon via importation.
Yan po mga kaibigan. So malinaw po, yung pong local production ang number one. Yan po. Pero kailangan may akibat na budget.
I will give you a specific case, Sek Noel. Maganda ang performance natin for the last 2 years doon sa rice production ng bansa. Kasi properly budgeted. Almost 60 billion. Wow. Ang laki. Out of the 85.5 billion na budget ng Department of Agriculture. Now, 2020, we had record harvest then of 19.3 million metric tons. Last year, sustained yun na tumaas tayo 19.96 million metric tons, bringing us to 92% level of rice self-sufficiency sa ating bansa. So this is one good case na properly budgeted. Pero what about the other areas?
Corn.
More than 1 billion, more than 3 million hectares, more than 3 million farmers. Kukunti po ang budget sa corn.
60% na po tayo.
We only produce 60%. Kukunti po ang budget ng high value agriculture, 1.5 billion for say 10 major priority areas. So, paano? You cannot squeeze out blood from nothing. That's the very simple analysis. So, give us the big budget and we can do much more.
Yeah, yan po. Napaka-importante po yan. Yung tinatawag ng upscaling. Ang dami ng mature technologies.
Kagaya ngayon, itong Ukraine crisis, ang daming disrupted global food supply. Yung inputs, agricultural inputs ay talagang kukunti na yung nasa merkado. So, the more reason that the government must invest more, must budget more, so that we can produce as much food as we have, as we can, in the country. That's why itong goal natin, ensuring food security, meanwhile, in the near term, is very important. But in the longer term, with this new world order shaping up, na mayroon tinatawag nila na nearshoring of businesses.
Ano nga po ba yung ibig sabihin ng nearshoring?
Nearshoring, yung mga nag-i-invest sa ibang bansa na malayo, ay pabalik na, malapit dun sa bansa nila, or even inside their country. Onshoring is the other term. Onshoring is domestic outsourcing inside the country. This is the kind of new world that we are seeing in the light of this new global economic challenges and compounded by the Ukraine war.
Yan po. Para ma-attract po ang the investors, dapat maganda rin ang policy
infrastructure mo yan, policy environment, telecommunications, internet, everything, infrastructure, yes.
Yan po, maganda. So, pumunta na po tayo dyan. Mga papasok po. Ang ngayon ang darling po tayo ngayon ng media, yung smuggling po.
Siguro, let's also give some treatment about smuggling. Gusto kong banggitin ulit, ang sinabi ko, na we condemn in the strongest terms yung sinasabi nila na mayroong highly placed government officials, kung taga-DM man sila, ang aming encouragement sa publiko, mas lalo na yung may experience sa kanila. Ilantad na ninyo sila, kasuhan na ninyo sila, and they will have to really be given the due process. Kami, wala kaming sinasanto.
Tanong po yan ni Annabel Surara, no, sa media natin. At bakit naman po may nakakalusot pa rin? Yung tanong, tayo sinisisi. Department of Agriculture.
Dalawang ahensya, actually tatlo, kaya the BOC is the main agency. Sila po yung, of course, alam ninyo, at the end of the day, BOC collects the tariff sa mga imports or kung ano man yung relevant tariffs. Tayo naman sa Department of Agriculture with our bureaus ay yung food safety consideration. At may mga import clearances na binibigay. So kung walang dokumento, sa ating palagay, that's not a legal business transaction.
Illegal. Yeah.
That's illegal. That's smuggled. And that's confiscated.
Saka, yun ang hindi natin nakikita dahil misdeclared. Hindi dineclare na crops or fishery.
Now, mayroon din yung sinasabi po sa Senado noong hearing na hindi magkatugma yung datos ng BOC at kagagawa ng pagsasaka. We have a number of hypothesis there. Number one, yung green lane ng BOC nandyan. So, ang BOC lang may alam yung green lane. Wala tayong pakialam. I mean, we are not being involved. The DA, our bureaus, are not in the know of whatever passes through the green lane.
So, yun po. Yun ang possible leakage. Kaya doon nakakalusot. Di po ba?
Well, we don't know whether that's the main source. Meron din mga importers na misdeclare or talagang mababa yung meron 3 types of illegal,
the entries.
Entries, yes.
Tanong naman po ni Eileen Mencias ng Abante at tukol naman po sa mga ayuda, Mr. Secretary, yun doon sa fuel subsidy natin, bakit daw hindi bigay na lang ang cash sa mga pagsasaka at saka may isda yung cash?
Well, binibigay naman voucher system. Bakit kas pa para walang gusto namin walang
saka para magamit ng gusto.
More efficient yun, voucher system.
Baka sa iba pang magastos yan.
You will discount vouchers. Yeah.
Yan pa. At bakit daw sinaman natin sa plano ng 2023 ni hanggang July naman po ang poder natin?
Well, that's part of our responsibility as the present leadership. That's for all the governments, hindi lang Department of Agriculture. We have a 1-year process of budgetary processes to start with now. Kasi pagpasok ng gobyerno, July, bagong liderato. At the budget will be submitted formally within that period. So ganun po, it's a system that we have to serve.
Tumungo naman po tayo sa isang area of concern, yung avian flu po, Mr. Secretary. So,
avian flu ay sporadically here and there mayroon. Again, we attribute that to the presence of these migratory birds. And that's why we are always advocating the greater surveillance and monitoring, much more in hot spots all over the country. The hot spots have been given around the various provinces and municipalities.
Yan po ang sites ng traditional migratory sites ng birds.
Na sanctuary ng mga migratory birds.
Ang mga kaibigan, iiwas po sila sa malamig na klima dito sa China
and Taiwan.
They go to tropical countries like the Philippines. So, isa pa pong tanong, Mr. Secretary, kumusta naman daw po ang itong pag-attract natin sa agri-youth? Bakit natin ma-attract?
Ang ganda po yung programa na nasimulan po natin at pinapaiting continuously. Ang ganda na yung response ng mga kabataan na mag-i-involve sa agrikultura, mag-negosyo. Kasi dati walang attraction, hindi sexy, hindi cool ang dating agrikultura. Now we are making it sexy, cool, and attractive, profitable.
Yan po. Siguro sa mga kaibigan, second year na po ng Young Farmers Challenge. Ano po ito? Ito, hiniganin natin ng mga kabataan na mag-isip ng mga
Ng
proyekto.
mga ideas, projects na kung saan sila mayroon kapasidad, yung ideas nila, isusulat nila, ilalagay sa konsepto. At yun po ay there is a contest for this year again.
At kung may mananalo, ang mananalo
Ang galing po ng cash
kapital.
nila. Lalaki po ang cash prizes plus a capital to start up the business.
Yan po, through the DA's ACPC. Yan
Opo.
po. Yan. So, yan po, sa Young Farmers Challenge naman po. So, again, Mr. Secretary, siguro yung mga interventions natin, how do we communicate? Kasi hindi, marami nagsasabi, ito nga tayo sa national, maganda, pero hindi bumababa, hindi daw nararamdaman.
Ito po ay talagang may challenge po tayo dyan. Alam niyo ang Department of Agriculture operates down to the regional level. For some of our agencies, mayroon silang provincial offices. But we accept that na kulang pa rin yung ating communication effort. Pero pag-tingin po natin yan kasi this is a public demand na malaman nila anong ginagawa natin. And that's one way na tayo, pag maganda po yung communication support system down the line in partnership with local government units, ay mas maintindihan po ng madlang people na mamamayan, ang mga magsasaka, mangingisda, na talagang todo-todo ang mga programa, proyekto ng kagawaran ng pagsasaka sa pagtutulong po dito po sa kanayunan.
Mr. Secretary, may suggestion nga daw po dahil may listahan naman daw po tayo ng farmers and fishers at nakalista nun po yung mga mobile numbers natin. Bakit? Pwede natin gamitin yan.
Tama yun. Asek Noel, ikaw yung Asek for Strategic Communication.
May nagsuggest nga po.
I-implement natin lahat yan. Gusto natin down to that level na community level ay sana maintindihan ng ating mamamayan ang magagandang programa at proyekto ng kagawaran ng pagsasaka. Ang gaganda po. At kami ay palagi nagsasabi na kayo po ang bida po, yung mga magsasaka, mga mangingisda. Kayo po ang focus at kayo yung first priority ng kagawaran ng pagsasaka.
So ito po, kagaya nitong plataformang ito na PTV4, ito rin isa sa pamamaraan natin natin itong mga issues. No? Pero meron din pong mga iba, yung success stories na ganito, si Mang Pedro kumita ng
ang daming success stories, ang daming mga farmers and fisher folks po na nakikinabang at sila na po yung magsasabi. So we will have all this mix of communication support system para sa kanon na ang puso ay susuportahan palagi ang kagawaran ng pagsasaka.
Yan po, sama-sama po, hindi lamang ang Department of Agriculture po. Hindi kaya ng Department of Agriculture itong malaking problema o challenge sa food security.
Tama po. Ito, we are in a survival mode because of this global crisis. Tayo ay sama-sama, tulong-tulong, let's be united in this effort to survive by way of enhancing our local food production the best we can so that we can elevate it near sufficiency level. And that's why we keep saying today that our near-term goal is ensuring food security, but looking forward, the long-term goal is ensuring food sovereignty.
At may tanong po dito, napakaganda, tama-tama daw po sa mag-election. Ano naman daw po ang i-suggest natin sa susunod na administration?
Ito yung isa na binalangkas natin dito sa National Management Committee meeting. Unang-una, mayroon tayo ng operational framework, even a plan, a strategic plan to transform Philippine agriculture. So yun po ang isang i-recommenda po natin dito sa pagpasok ng bagong gobyerno. So, a strategic plan is in place. The roadmaps for various commodity industries are now newly formulated in a consultative manner. So, yung 1DA reform agenda becomes more relevant than ever because of this crisis situation. Nandun lahat yung strategies, nandun lahat yung mga mechanisms na dapat i-harness para yung next administration starts running from day one.
Opo.
Marami tayong ipamamana na magagandang naumpisan po natin dito po sa 2.5 years na we have been serving this government, this country, the farmers, the fishers.
Sana po ay ma-consider favorably itong ihahatag nating transition
Tama
report.
po, dagdagan ko pa rin Asek Noel, nandyan pa rin yung problema natin sa African swine fever. At kakibat yan yung hog repopulation program. Tuloy-tuloy po dapat ito para makaahon na itong hog industry na talagang devastated. And nakikita natin yung private sector coming forward in a big way doing hog repopulation. The 4.1 billion budget of government to enhance hog repopulation is now moving.
At magpapasalamat din po tayo, Mr. Secretary, sa mga commercial farms, di ba po?
Oh, yeah.
Sila mismo ang tumataya na ngayon.
They can better respond to the very requirements that we need in terms of breeders, hog breeders, that can produce more of the genetic, the partners that we need to distribute sa ating mga backyard raisers.
Ang bilis po ng oras, Mr. Secretary.
Opo.
Sana susunod na, isang oras na. So, on that note, parting words po.
Okay,
Here, direct from Iloilo.
Right from Iloilo, the city of love. We love the farmers. We love the fishers. Alam niyo, yun po palagi sinasabi ng ating mahal na Pangulo, Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Mahalin natin ang ating mga pagsasaka, mangingisda. Alam ninyo po, gustong-gusto po tumulong ang ating mahal na Pangulo. Siya po yung nagsasabi, dadagdagan natin ang pundo para sa ganon itong ayuda sa fertilizer ay may sakatuparan at gagawin po namin lahat. Mayroon kaming ibibigay na Rice Farmers Financial Assistance itong starting April. Sana ang COMELEC naintindihan na ang agrikultura, ang food production ay sana ma-exempt kasi walang kulay yan. Ang kulay ng gusto natin.
Narito na ang PTV Balita ngayon. Nilinaw ng Department of Trade and Industry na nananatiling stable ang presyo ng mga pangunahing bilihin sa mga lugar na naapekto.